Hello everybody, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme session. The scheme we are covering today, it is Sagarmala program, and we are covering this particular scheme because see what was recently in news. So on 26th of January in the parade, so there are various tablets that are there, right? So by Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, they showed the power of Nari Shakti and also about the Sagarmala in maritime sector, right? So this was about there was mention of the program in the news. So that is why we will understand like in brief what is the scheme all about. And in fact Sagarmala, Bharatmala, these programs they are constantly in news, right? So we are going to understand each and everything about it. But before that, here's an announcement for all the aspirants who are preparing for central regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution guide to all the queries that you must be having regarding the organization you want to join. For example, if you want to know more about RBI, NABARD, SEBI, all the detailed information about the organization, what will be your role once you join the organization, and what is the hierarchical structure and what not has been comprehensively covered. Along with that, all about the recruitment process. So, how many phases are there? What is the pattern of each phase? And what is the syllabus? What does the previous year trend says about the difficulty level of the examination? Everything has been in detail mentioned, and all the other eligibility criteria as well. And at the end, there are some of the steps that are provided so that if you're going for self preparation, you can take the help of those steps for the proper guidance. So do not miss the opportunities. You can download these e-guidebooks which are free of cost from the link that is provided in the description box below. Now let's talk about the scheme and what is this all about. Alright, now if you look at the geography of India, you would find that we are enriched with all sorts of facilities when we talk about in India, right? So it is known for a subcontinent for a reason. We have mountains, we have coastal region, we have proper good riverine system, we have all sorts of temperature also that exists, right? Now here if you look at it for the under the scheme, what is the aim about it, right? So we have this long coastal line, okay, around 7,500 kilometer we have this coastal line, and along that also we have major riverine system. We have that of Ganga, Brahmaputra, right? In the southern region also we have peninsular rivers. They have possess a very good and large network of the rivers, right? And if we talk about transportation, currently we are dependent on the road transportation. Somewhat we are shifting towards the airline, right? And we are dependent on ports as well. However, they were not as much utilized, right? And similarly, the inland means one is coastal, right, where we are importing exporting, from where we are importing exporting. But inside also we have big Ganga river system, right, riverine system. We have Brahmaputra, we have others also. And usually we prefer roads when we go for internal transportation, right? But we can reduce the time, we can reduce the cost if we can utilize this riverine system also, right? So this scheme, it all talks about that, to harness India's coastal area that we have. Take a long 7,500 kilometer long coastline, okay? Along with that we have other waterways also inside, and we have to utilize this both coastal areas as well as the inland waterways for the best of our capability, so that we can reduce the cost, and also we can improve our transportation, right? So this scheme is all about that, to improve the waterways. All right, so now if we start off with the launch of this scheme, so this was accepted, approved in 2015. However, the proper projects guideline, it came in 2016, but 2015 is considered to be the because it was approved, that is why it is considered to be the launch year, okay? And this particular scheme, it falls under your Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, okay? I hope there is no confusion as of now. Now coming to the aim, so aim that we have already understood, that is to promote the port led development. What is port? So in the coastline, wherever are the points from where this import export, like those points, okay, that exist, we call it to be port, okay? Ship ports, we call those stoppage to be ports, okay? So here is to promote the port led development in the country, okay? So this will be done under the scheme, we have already understood. If we talk about the type of this particular scheme, so it is a center sector scheme, okay? Center sector means it is 100% funded by the central government, okay? Central government is taking care of all the funding under the scheme. However, there is no such budget allocation. Basically what will be done under this, so there is a company that has been set up. In the further slides I'll even tell you about it, okay? So here the projects will be what are the project requirement in a certain area that is there. On that basis money will be channelized. Okay, it's not any specific funding that comes everywhere under the project. Okay, talking about the committees, so there are three major ones, two at the national level. So the national Sagarmala apex committee, this will take care of the policy making and the coordination that is required under the scheme. Okay, then is the Sagarmala coordination and steering committee. Okay, this coordination I'm talking about the policy making. Okay, the policy making ke liye whatever coordination is required, that will be under the first case. The Sagarmala coordination and steering committee, that will monitor and that will implement, and also it will take care of the all the finances. Okay, so Sagarmala apex committee will take off policy and all the situations related to that, and the Sagarmala coordination and steering committee, it will take care of the monitoring and implementation and finances, everything it will be taken care by it, right? But now that's the national level, but at state level also we require some committee that will take care of it, right? So the state Sagarmala committee will take care of all the implementation and monitoring at the state level. Okay, now what is the vision? Okay, the vision is, if in a simple sense I have to say, the vision of Sagarmala program, it is to have the proper port development. Okay, so to develop the ports, pre-existing ports, or even to create new ports, right? And why is it that to be done? So that our costing can be reduced, and along with that the other another aim is to have inland proper water channels. Okay, so these are the major ones. So first, if you look at now one by one, reduction in logistic cost. Now what is logistic? The transportation, that is your logistic. Okay, for exim it was, ex means your export. Okay, im means your import. So whatever for import export, whatever, because currently we don't have proper established ports. We have many that been running even before the British Raj, right? But what the government wants to convey is to develop those ports so that this transportation logistic, it can be reduced, and domestic trade with minimal infrastructure investment. What is this minimal infrastructure investment? It means minimal infrastructure means the most basic and the most required infrastructure that will be first taken care of. Means the basic, that because of the, if this infrastructure is not there, there's no use of doing any improvement over there, right? If you're creating an infrastructure, some is that basic, जैसे for example the नींव, जो नींव होती है वो basic होती है, right? And above that, then if you start showing the creativity, that's a different aspect, right? Similarly, there are some infrastructure where those are very basic and required and important, right? So minimal infrastructure investment means initially under the program, first those basic needs, basic infrastructure will be created, and after that making them fancy and other things, expanding, that's the second step. But first is very important to have those infrastructure. Okay, then reducing cost of transporting domestic cargo through optimal modal mix. Now what is this modal mix? Modal mix is the combination of transportation that can be done. For example, till some time road can be used, okay, truck, depending on places to places, right? But after that, that can be mixed. Like for example, if some transport has to move, for example from one place, for example from Jammu to somewhere below, right? From to any southern state, right? So instead of going just by road, what can be done? Modal mix can be done. Means to some extent road can be used, and after that you can use your inland waterways. Your inland waterways then can be mixed. So in the domestic trade also, the shipping can be done, right? Of course at the smaller scale the cargoes will be used, the smaller sizes of cargo will be used, right? So this is known as modal mix. So aim is to include this modal mix so that the transportation cost can be reduced. Okay, for example, if we give you the transportation cost from a truck or a railway, that differs, right? It because of the distance it has to cover, right? So this modal mix will help to reduce the cost of transportation also. Okay, and of course if we'll be improving the ports and we are improving the inland waterways, so that will also lower the logistic cost as well. Okay, for the bulk committees commodities. And also how it can be done? It can also be done by you locating the industrial capacity near the coast, right? Currently, if for example I'm importing anything, India is importing anything, and then it has has to be transferred to the industries where it can be transformed to utilize, right? Currently, then for that transportation also there's a lot of money that has to be paid, right? But what if we establish such potential industries or capacities, industrial capacity near the coast only, right? Then this logistic cost can also be reduced, and ultimately that is to optimizing time and cost, whatever, because if we have proper ports and inland waterways, definitely our cost saving will also be there, and the time saving also be there, right? So that is one thing. And one more thing is improve export competitiveness by developing port proximate discrete manufacturing cluster. Again, means creating such structure in the port so that our competitiveness can be increased, storage facilities can be increased, right? Or you can say the such facilities which will help us to improve the competitiveness, that can be increased, right? So this was the vision of this particular program. So whatever components, now we are going to further study about the components, those components have been formed on these visions only. So that is why you will find very similarities. First of all, for example, port modernization, we understood, right? Whatever be the ports that we have, to modernize that, to improve that, and if new ports can be established, to establish that again, so that we can improve, enhance our import export. Along with that, time saving will be there, right? For example, in such gappings where there is a gap between the port, if there is in between a new port is developed, okay, artificially, definitely that is going to improve our logistics, right? So to improve new ports, right? So this includes again capacity expansion, and also greenfield means new projects that are there, okay? So that will be done. Next being port connectivity enhancement, again we have to improve the logistic, right? So it would be better if port connectivity is also there, right? So it's all about constructing, channelizing, making new and connecting the pre-existing ports, okay? So it comes under that. Next is about port linked industrialization. So this we understood in vision also, right? To have industrialization, future industrialization capacities near the port, that is going to help, right? Next is coastal community development. Acha, what will be done under this? We are developing the ports, right? Now Sagarmala program has also been seen as an opportunity that will contribute to the our blue economy, or the development that we are moving towards blue economy. What is this blue economy? Basically, government wants to utilize the water resources that we have. Currently, we are not much focused on fisheries. Currently, we were more focused on the conventional agriculture. But there is a lot of resources that exist inside water, and we have to utilize them. And of course, sustainably, we have to do that, right? So this blue economy, blue means blue is similar, or it denotes water, okay? So we are utilizing the water resources and we are creating economy out of it, right? So when we are developing these ports, so what will be done? And inside this Sagarmala program only, the coastal community development will also be done, where the coastal communities, they will be taught about the skills and the livelihood opportunities that they can get in the fisheries development, right? Coastal tourism is promoted, more and more coastal tourism will be initiated, right? So another is like coastal shipping and inland water transport, okay? So again, to have more cargoes, and that is going to help, okay, to move cargo through sustainable and environmental friendly way. This is something that is we have to keep for sure, okay? So that was all about the scheme, major components that are there, okay? So I hope there is no confusion as of now. Now some key features. So for as I told you, right, there is no such budget enhancement allocation that will be there. There is a Sagarmala Development Company Limited that has been established under the Companies Act, and whatever be the equity support, equity is your money, okay? Here we are talking about money. So whatever be the money support that will be provided for the projects, okay, that will be by special purpose vehicles. Now these special purpose vehicles, these are the subsidiaries of the companies that raise the money. This happens, all of that, okay? So there is a Sagar Development Committee Limited that is there, and that will take care of the funding and everything, okay? And as I told you before, that there was a national perspective plan that was established in 2016. I told you, no, in 2015 this program was approved and work started to happen. In 2016 then perspective plan occurred, where the government shared its perspective, that what are they going to achieve under Sagarmala, and what are the projects they want to involve under the Sagarmala program. All right. And finally, there's one thing, that fund contribution that will be there from the Sagarmala program in any project. Dekho, you need to understand whatever projects that will be established. Ultimately, these are not government ports that are being set up, right? Private players can also come under that because they would want to do business afterwards, right? So here, but just government is giving them a push so that our ports can be developed, right? So here the government is saying that under the Sagarmala program, whatever the fund contribution will be done for the projects, it is limited to the 50% of the estimated project cost as per the detailed project report. DPR is a detailed project report. Okay, so detailed project report will be submitted. Government will see that if the project is worthy or not. If it is worthy, 50% of the estimated project cost will be given, or the tendered cost means tender jo dete hai na, the government, they come up with tender, and then people, they have all their stakes and boli for that, right? So whatever will be lesser, government is going to prefer that. ठीक है? But there can be certain cases where the project is so beautiful and it's going to benefit to a lot of extent, and it has a lot of potential, that in such scenarios even the 100% financial assistance can be provided by the government, but only based on the uniqueness, strategic nature, necessity, merits and financial conditions. ठीक है? So it's limited to up to 50% of the project cost after proper analysis of the detailed project report. Okay, or the whatever be the tender that will be given by the government, whichever will be lesser, more economical for the government will move for that, right? But in case there is a very unique project that has come up, which will definitely going to boost the program objective, in that case 100% financial assistance can also be provided. Okay, and ultimately whatever be the implementation of the project that will be done, of whatever projects that has to be actually be implemented on the ground level, right? That will be done by central line ministry, state maritime board, any SVP preferable, koi bhi public private partnership. So this is not that much thing to remember. And there is an impact which the government is expecting that will be created by Sagarmala by 2025. What is this? Government is expecting that by 2025, because of Sagarmala program, around rupees 4 lakh crore infrastructure investment that will be mobilized, means that will be actually be implemented. Okay, double share of waterways inland and coastal in a modal mix 6% तक आपका हो जाएगा. ठीक है, मतलब क्या है इनलैंड, आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस मॉडल मिक्स क्या है. ठीक है, तो ये आपका इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, डबल हो जाएगा. एंड योर रुपीज 35,000 to 40,000 crore logistic cost saving per annum will be done because new ports will be created. Okay, so logistic में whatever for the transportation, whatever money is being spent, that this much money will be saved if we include in this model mix the inland waterways also. Okay, so आपका around 35,000 to 45 crore logistic cost will be saved, and ultimately it is expected because new ports will be made, set up, and the current ones will be improved, right? So that is why it is expected that by 2025 around your USD, please keep in mind this was in INR means rupees, this was in INR means rupees, and USD means in dollars. So it is expected around $110 billion export will be boosted because of this particular scheme. And definitely because see, ports will be set up, you will require labor, you would require people to handle that, right? And new industries will be set up near the ports and all that. And also we are talking about tourism also, right? Coastal tourism we are talking about. We are skilling the fishery sector as well, the people, the farmers associated with fisheries, right? So that is why it is expected that because of Sagarmala program, direct 40 lakh new jobs will be created and 60 lakh indirect jobs. Now how indirect means? Such industries which are dependent on those imports or exports that are done, right? So such that is why it is said 60s indirect ways and 40 lakh new direct jobs that will be created, right? So that is all about this scheme. I hope you get the gist of it, that is to develop our ports, coastal areas as well as the inland waterways, so that logistic costs can be reduced and even time can be reduced, right? So that was all about this scheme. Here's a homework for you all, and that is all in this video. For the next 2 to 3 videos will be in recorded form. You need not to worry, please comment down the answers after 2 to 3 videos. When we'll start off with the live again, I'll share all the toppers name. Okay, so that is all in this video, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like the video, and if you want me to cover any scheme, do let me know. If that is in news, I'll definitely make. And to get the PDF of this particular lecture, you can join a Telegram channel. Thank you everybody. We'll meet again with another video on another scheme. Until then, all the very best for your examination, and thank you.